We're not one for superstitions, but this last week's been a little difficult for us when it came to our plans for the weekend. For months, we've been planning to attend the annual Mud Bug event in Morgan City, Louisiana, put on by Jerry Gaddis and the group at greenhulk.net. We haven't missed it in 4 years. It's a whole bunch of fun. A lot of people show up. There's lots of drag racing, touring, and just adventure riding, and of course, just a lot of good socializing. Unfortunately, with torrential rains overflowing all the locks in the surrounding areas, we had to cancel our trip as the event was rescheduled. We were contacted by the Aquaholics Club down here in Alabama and decided to join them for a great fun ride for 2 days at Smith Lake Dam. We're here with our 2017 Sea-Doo GTR-X 230 for yet another adventure ride. Last time you saw this machine on long haul, we equipped it with a cool PWC stuff rack and twin Rotax gas tank. Knowing that we weren't going to do as much riding and had ready access to fuel and food, we decided to leave it at home. This time we're going to pack a little lighter, got the tank full of super, and we're just going to go out and have a really good time. So far in our testing, the 2017 Sea-Doo GTR-X 230 has held up to all of our expectations and even more. The GTR-X 230 retains the same flatter GTI hull. It allows it to be a little more playful, a little bit looser in the corners, instead of the more rigid, hard-handling RX-PX 300 hull. As many have noted, the ErgoLock seat, deck, hood, and X steering handlebar system are all carryovers from the RX-PX 300. This makes for a little bit higher riding stance, but for a more comfortable fit as it has the sporty, narrow pinch saddle. We find that most riders enjoy the ErgoLock seat on the GTR 230, not necessarily for hard handling or cutting a tight buoy, but actually because it's so much easier on their hips and their pelvis when it comes to long riding. A lot of seats on other manufacturers have a very wide saddle. This gives you a very wide stance, and over time can actually wear you out in the hips and in your pelvis and have a lot more rider fatigue. This seat actually works a lot better for older or riders who might have some injuries, who simply want a little bit more ease at their hips and at their waist so that their knees aren't so widespread. Obviously, a big add to the new GTR-X model is the new 1.6 liter ACE 1600 motor. This engine delivers just as much power and more so than the previous GTRs. The new engine also comes with the redesigned supercharger that was first introduced on the 300 models. The new multi-clutch serviceless supercharger has actually fared really well with racers and with performance enthusiasts, and we know that we won't have any trouble with this lighter duty model that we're enjoying this season. Although very handy and useful for the racer circuit, the X steering system has been more or less thus far in our testing the X steering system that allows for over 24 different adjustment points has mainly been underused. Thus far in our testing, the X steering system that allows for almost 24 different adjustment points has been mainly underused. That's not to say that it doesn't have any value. In fact, we found that a lot of riders would prefer to have the new palm rest grips tilted back a little bit depending upon their height. As it is a rigid steering system, that is with no tilt steering adjustment, we find that needing to adjust the X steering system is only very minor. Okay, we're here on day 2. We're going to put in probably a little over 100 miles. Pretty excited. Everyone who was here yesterday showed up, so we didn't wear anyone out too bad yesterday. It was only a shorter ride. I think we only did just over 70 miles. And so we're pretty excited for having a good ride today on Smith Lake Dam. For those of you who've never done it, adventure rides like these, that clubs like the Aquaholics and others across the nation like to put on almost once a month, they're not exactly a drag race, so don't expect to have the fastest ski to keep up with everything. In fact, right now, the average speed that we've been clocking for both days really has been about 35, 40 miles an hour. That means that we've been keeping our ski most of the time in eco mode, except for a few short bursts of speed just to have some fun and wring out the motor. Lots like to bring extra gas, but usually the club president or ride organizer typically plans ahead and knows where all the fuel stops are and where a nice place to take a break or even grab a bite to eat is. Just like the waterfall that we're visiting right now, lots of really good rides have great visuals, nice little scenic spots to stop and check out, even historical points that might be worth a little bit of interest. And don't forget, there's usually always a nice place to stop and take a swim. I'm gonna park in it. There. Car wash. As a Southern California native, I can't help myself but say, behind me is the ninth wonder of the world, the backside of water. If you've been to Disneyland, you know what I'm talking about. You're gonna take a shower. That's right. Can't tell me you didn't get wet now. There, that's better.